What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and I am back with another video. I went to a local show last Sunday morning, same show that I went to about a month ago, and kind of left kind of annoyed because the prices were still skyrocketing as comics were coming down in price. Again, I wasn't mad or anything when I went to that show. It happens. Just a little frustrating is all. But I go once in a while. I don't always go every month, but I happened to go again this Sunday morning because I really didn't have anything going on. So I took a drive, went to the show just to see if they had anything new available. Again, most of the same dealers were the same. That a few guys that I haven't seen there in quite some time, and a few guys that I have never seen there before. So like I always do, I don't do too much rummaging through boxes. I do look through some Amazing Spider-Man titles. I look through titles that I'm looking for minor key issues, but most of all, I'm checking out the wall books, right, guys? And a couple of dealers had caught my eye with a couple of things that they had on their walls. So after going through the process, talking to the dealers, seeing what their bottom prices are, I ended up picking up only one book. A book that I have been looking for a little bit now, 3 or 4 months. I wanted to get the right copy. I would have preferred a graded copy of this book, but it has really gotten pricey, and the copy that I was looking for that was graded, I really wanted a signed copy of. That was CGC Witness. I didn't go that route, obviously. I ended up picking up a raw book from a reputable dealer that I always deal with. They're actually one of my LCSs, and they always set up at these shows. So to backtrack a little bit, I actually, like I said, I went to a few dealers, looked at a couple of wall books. There was actually a Tomb of Dracula number 10 raw that was kind of like a low grade, probably around a 3.0, that they wanted about $800 and change for, which I really thought that was too high. There was room to negotiate, but after thinking about it, if I'm going to buy Tomb of Dracula 10, I probably want it in a higher grade than a 3.0 raw copy. So there's no guarantee it'd come back at 3.0 anyway. It's a Bronze Age book. I would kind of want it in a higher grade. We know Blade's already come into the MCU. So to me, to pick up the book now, unless I can get it at a really good deal, it really wasn't worth it. So at 800 a change, it was over market value or right around market value. To me, the price wasn't there. They also had a Marvel Spotlight 5 first appearance of the Ghost Rider that I was looking at. But again, that was $1,200 for, again, another really low grade copy. I really thought that was overpriced. So I said, for me to spend that kind of money on that book, I really need to kind of get it at the price that I want to. Even though I will say this, I think Marvel Spotlight 5 is a really good Bronze Age key you guys should be picking up, because eventually Ghost Rider's going to come into the MCU, which is a Disney Plus show. However, the book has gotten pricey, so I didn't pull the trigger on that. What I did pull the trigger on, I got from Zap Comics. Again, another LCS that they always set up at the show that I always buy stuff from, because they normally have fair prices on stuff, and the grading they do on Robooks is really good as well. So the book I'm going to get into, I'm going to show you guys, like I said, is a book I've been looking for a while that has really spiked over the past 6 months, and I'm glad I finally added a copy because I really needed to add one to the collection. It is a modern book, believe it or not, and I don't have too many modern keys in my collection. Most of the stuff is Silver Age or bigger Bronze Age stuff. So but when I saw it, I had seen it for like a couple of months. So I finally asked, how much are you asking for the book? They were asking $700. And of course, he dropped it a little bit for me because I always buy a bunch of stuff from him. So I'm going to show you guys what I picked up. Finally happy to add a copy. I actually had like a 9.2 or a 9.4 way back when, and I sold that book way too early. So I wanted to add another copy back. It is a copy of Ultimate Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, the first print. Now, I will say this. They have this book graded at a 9.6. It is still in the poly bag, guys. Still in the poly bag, graded at a 9.6. I did a once over on this book, and I really couldn't see much wrong with it. There might be like one minor tick that I see. That's about it. And that's being generous. That's not being generous, meaning that I don't know if it's a tick or not. So like I said, I don't collect too many modern things, but when I did see this book, still in the poly bag from a reputable dealer that I trust, I believe him when he says it's a 9.6. Now, obviously, I'm not going to press this book myself because the books that I press, they're Silver Age books, they're Bronze books. I feel more comfortable doing those books. I never really do modern books when I press stuff, so I'm going to try to find somebody, send this out to get pressed. and then I'll send it to CGC at some point. I'm guessing that this is not a 9.8, that it will be a 9.6 regardless. So I paid a total of $670 for this book, which I think was a fair deal considering that's what I think around they're going for right now. 9.6s. So to me, adding this copy was important. We'll see if I get lucky, come back at 9.8, but I'm really not going to say it is. So I'll reach out to a few guys that I know in the community to see if they're willing to press this book for me, and then I'll send it off to CGC at some point. I do have a $150 credit to CGC because I just had to renew. They actually were offering $120, so you pay the membership of $120, but you get the $150 credit. So to me, that was worth it. Just renew my membership just for that reason. I'm not a fan of grading books right now. Everybody who watches my channel religiously knows I've been picking up everything raw, but this is a book, and I have the first Spider-Gwen, which I will be sending eventually to CGC after I get them both pressed. Those are the two modern books I have in my collection. I also have a first Miss Marvel Kamala Khan that's already graded in 9.6, and I'm looking to sell that book shortly anyway. So these two modern ones will be staying in the collection for a little bit. But that was my experience for the show, guys. A little better than last time, definitely. And a lot of prices are coming down there. I'm going to say this right now. I have an X-Men number 4, first appearance of Scarlet Witch. That book has been cut in half in the price. There are a couple other books as well that I have coming in the mail that I'm going to show you guys that I picked up that were actually really big drops that I was able to pick up a couple of books. And of course, I'll show you guys in the next unboxing. So with that said, guys, this is a real good pickup for me. I'm totally happy to add this first appearance of Miles into the collection. Hopefully he'll show up in a live action movie sooner rather than later. And that's that. If you are not a current subscriber of the channel, guys, I'm going to ask that you click that subscribe button for me. And of course, I want you to smash that like button for me as well. But also, I want you to comment down below. Do you guys own this book? Is this a book that you want to own? Is it a book you think that I pick up now, or should I have waited a little bit longer for this book to see if it drops or not? Let me know down in the comments below. Like always, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.